As an avid connoisseur in watching films and dissecting them, analyzing them, and just enjoying films overall, I have watched a lot of films, and this might be one of the films that I think is overhyped, gets too much credit, and is really just ass. The name of this film is Man from Earth, so a lot of people probably have heard of it. It has like a cult following of some sort. It's a low budget movie, and it has a 100% Rotten Tomatoes. It got like a high Letterboxd score, high IMDb, and I found this movie because I've watched movies similar with like psychological, like it's like a smart intellectual movie like Coherence. That's one of my favorite movies. I watched that like 3 times. Primer wasn't as good to me, but I watched it. There's a lot of movies. All My Friends Hate Me. I really like that movie, even though it's kind of different. But yeah, on my quest to search for movies like that with this psychological mind-bending avenue, I scoured through Reddit and I came across this movie, The Man from Earth, and the ratings are high, the reviews are legit. So I was like, why not watch it? Turns out this movie is trash. Okay, now let me stop right there before I get tons of hate. This movie isn't trash. I personally like all movies pretty much. Unless I don't finish the movie, I enjoyed the movie. So yes, I enjoyed the movie, but the way the film is like reviewed, the way people talk about it is like they talk about it here, but it's really just here. The main premise of the movie is that a dude has lived for 14,000 years and he's like a Cro-Magnon or some, they use a phrase, basically a caveman. He's lived for 14,000 years. He doesn't age, and he's in present times talking to his friends who are all professors of different historical sciences, blah, blah, blah. And then he just decides to reveal to them that he's like this infinite aging dude. And the way people describe like the plot of the movie is like some type of intellectual supposed to blow your mind. But the whole time it's just like the most basic things they could talk about. Even the actors themselves or the characters in the movie say this is like just right out of textbook. Like the main character's name is John Oldman. John Oldman. He's an old man. Okay, we get it. But he talks about like how his experiences over 14,000 years. First of all, somehow he did not die. He never got killed. He never got poisoned. He never got called a witch. He never died in one of these illnesses. But he also says he's not immortal. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, he talks about the people he's met. And like you would think like, oh, he would have some interesting stories. He would have some like unique details. But bro, he's like, yeah, I sailed with Christopher Columbus one time. Yeah, Van Gogh gave me a painting one time and I kept it in perfect condition with no type of material covering it for Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. These are all spoilers. I kept the Van Gogh painting forever. Yeah, I talked to the Buddha. He was a cool dude. Like, bro, some details, bro. Don't just talk. Why are they talking about the basic, like, historical figures? Like, this is so like, it's not lame, but like I think the problem with this movie is that the reviews hype it up to an extent it's not supposed to be. It's an enjoyable movie. Like I enjoyed my time watching it most of the time, but there's so much missing to it. Like the character just doesn't care the fact that he's aging and nobody else is aging. He doesn't care that he can never like love anybody. It just seems like he's just a regular dude, and the people around him, it doesn't really like hit. For example, in a movie like Coherence, I suggest everybody watch that movie. It's so good. Even though it was very low budget, I don't know. There's just something about that movie. It's hard to describe, but there's just something about a movie being good that you could like feel it. That movie, even that movie Coherence, there's so much shit happening that I had to search up after, and I watched the movie like 3 times. I had to search up after like a diagram to like know all the time travel, loop, skip, who the characters were, because there's like a lot of, back and forth. I did the same thing with Primer, but Primer is even way more confusing. And the way they talk about the Man from Earth, it's like, that's how it should be. But no, it's just like a little historical lecture that you could go take at your nearest university. Like, so yeah, they picked the basic historical figures, and then the big twist. Well, the first twist was that he was a 14,000-year-old man, and he tells his nearest people. But the biggest twist that just hits you out of nowhere is that he was Jesus Christ. Like he was Jesus Christ. He met Van Gogh. He was friends with the Buddha. And yeah, he was Jesus Christ. And then he goes on this like tirade about how Jesus Christ was really in Tibet, or like, it's basically like if you searched up atheist talking points on Reddit, but if you search up atheist arguments, they're way better than what they even say here. He's basically saying he's Jesus, but he wasn't anything that was described in the Bible, calling the Bible false or whatever. Out of everything you could have been, you just happen to be Jesus. Like that was the worst twist. Like the payoff didn't hit. It felt like that one Robert Pattinson movie where he was with that girl or whatever, and I think he went to work in the building in New York City, and then it was like a 9/11 twist, and turns out he got blown up in the building. Like it just comes out of nowhere. It doesn't really hit. It doesn't really mesh well. Like I think they just did it for the shock factor. Like, oh, he's Jesus, and we're gonna show why Jesus isn't actually Jesus Christ or God or whatever. That just threw me off. I kind of was vibing with the movie, but that threw me off. But I still watched it because I still enjoyed it. And then the last final twist was a professor that he was talking with is actually his son, and then he dies from telling him that he's his father, and he has zero remorse. He doesn't care. But like, I get it. You're 14,000 years old. Maybe you just lost all emotions, but how do you deal with the stress of being like they don't dive deep into anything at all. Like I literally just said, the movie's like a basic like historical lecture that you would learn in 8th grade of like some of the basic historical figures. It doesn't dive into anything. The characters act like he's like some type of like intellectual demon that has an answer to everything, but he just doesn't. His response to every like counter argument, I guess, presented against him is just like, it's basically just, but what if I am? Like they tell him, you weren't Jesus, or you didn't meet Buddha, or you didn't meet Van Gogh, and he's like, but what if I did? Okay, but what if I was? Like, bro, I get you're not trying to prove anybody right, but still, like, it didn't really hit. I don't really like it. I think it's overrated. I didn't think the movie was good, but I enjoyed the movie. I need to state that. I didn't think the movie was good, but I enjoyed it. I've watched a lot of bad movies. You know, my favorite movie of all time is Turbo. That's a phenomenal movie. You see how I got a sophisticated brain when it comes to films. But yeah, I just felt like it was like a pseudo intellectual, false intellectual, trying too hard. It felt like it was written by like a 15-year-old kid that just discovered philosophy, history, and religion for the first time. I'm gonna be honest. That's a hot take. I might get cooked for that. But that's just my opinion on the movie. Maybe I came into the movie like with my expectations way too high because I saw all these reviews, all these recommendations that it was some type of phenomenal intellectual movie that's going to have your brain busted and you're going to have like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast moment where you're not going to be able to think for 30 days straight. And then your whole worldview is going to change and you're going to become this philosophical, intellectual madman who knows everything about everything. And it just turned out it was like a basic plot. It wasn't really that, crazy. I didn't really have to think. I just like understood what happened. Okay, cool plot, cool premise. It's a low budget, but it just didn't really hit. But yeah, that was my take on the movie. Would I suggest it? Sure. Maybe there's other people that might like it. What I would suggest, if you really want a mind-bending psychological movie, those are my favorite genres, I would suggest Coherence. I think everybody should watch that movie. It might be low budget. You might not. You should watch it. You have to get through it. It's good. I promise it's good. But yeah, I guess I just had to be, the one that goes against the crowd, the black sheep and the white crowd, the 6'7" alien in the sea of 5'3" short people. I had to stand out and have a take that a lot of people are probably not going to like if you've seen this movie. But I'm sorry. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'm poor and I'm never going to make money off of this, but maybe one day I will.